Hey guys, Doug. Today we're going to be measuring the firing pin protrusion on an AR-15 bolt. But more importantly, I'm going to show you guys how to avoid major frustrations when you're trying to get these numbers with gauges that may or may not agree with themselves. Let's talk about that. So let me bring you guys over here. Okay guys, so let's cut to the chase on how this thing works. So hypothetically, the way this works is you take a measurement using a set of calipers or something, and then determine the length of this device in this dimension. You then use this piece on a bolt or a similar device, and then make sure that it's set appropriately in the center. You unscrew this piece, you make sure that you're fully set on that firing pin. That is being pressed. We're pressing this down to make sure that we get an accurate reading. And then once you're sure that you have appropriately retained that protrusion, you tighten the screw, and then that gives you a slightly longer device, hypothetically relative to this main body, right? Then you take your second measurement. Okay, problem. What happens when this piece, is 5/1000ths of an inch shorter than this piece? I'll tell you what happens. You get false readings and then you lose your mind. And you don't want to lose your mind, so here's how you account for that, okay? So I know that this piece measures 0.624 inches, okay? So let's put that down. 0.624 inches, all right? I know that this piece is 0.629, 0.629. And I know that there's a difference here of 5/1000ths of an inch. 0.005, all right? So we're gonna take this number. That's gonna be our starting point. 0.629, and then we need to take our new number, whatever this measures out at. So let's do that really fast. Where did my piece go? There we are. Let's get it all assembled really fast. Make sure everybody's happy. All right. All right, so in this case, we get our measurement. Then we measure that piece. Don't like to do it that way. Okay, so in this case, we're going to be at, we'll call that 656. It's not quite, but we'll just call it that for the sake of this. All right, so now we have 656. 656 minus that original overall length, 629, and that is going to give us, I think that's 27. Let me do math really fast. Right, so that's going to give us 27. That was correct. Yay for being correct. Okay, so that's going to give us 0.027. Well, that's problematic. Now we know the spec is 0.028 through 0.036, and we have fallen under spec. Oh no, everything's broken. Just kidding. Remember this number up here? All right, we're now going to add that plus 0.005 to our specification, and then that's going to bring us to 0.032. Yay, we're in specification, and that's how you avoid these frustrations by not being dumb and or being informed on the possibility that your internal shaft does not represent the entirety of your firing pin protrusion. All right, with that being said. So, admittedly, figuring out that difference between the plunger component and the body was quite frustrating. Heard one guy took like 30 bad measurements, almost lost his mind. I could never do anything that dumb. But if I did, boy, would it be frustrating. Might even be compelled to make a YouTube video. Regardless, don't let your tools be bad witnesses to you. Verify all components and then make sure that your math actually maths. Regardless, guys, appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Hopefully it was helpful. That's pretty much all I got. Love you guys. Shalom. Hey guys, Doug. Today we're gonna fire. Probably not.